Mike Pence. I'm from Indiana. And to all Americans for fiscal responsibility and prosperity, welcome back to your nation's capital. With a deficit this year of $1.65 trillion, a national debt of $14 trillion, and a defiant liberal majority in the United States Senate, it's time to pick a fight. And it's time to cut spending, and cut spending now. In 2010, you sent a deafening message to both political parties in Washington, D.C. You voted to end the era of borrowing and spending and bailouts, and you voted to end the majority of Nancy Pelosi once and for all. And since January 3rd, House Republicans have gone to work, keeping our promise to the American people. We voted to cut our budgets. We voted to repeal Obamacare, lock, stock, and barrel. We voted to cut spending to pre-stimulus, pre-bailout levels, defunding Obamacare, and ending all public funding for Planned Parenthood of America. And this week, House Republicans unveiled a plan to cut $6.2 trillion in government spending in the next 10 years. But House Republicans have run headlong into the liberal establishment here in Washington, D.C. Harry Reid actually took to the floor of the Senate and said that our modest down payment on fiscal discipline was, quote, mean-spirited, reckless, irresponsible, defending the Cowboy Poetry Institute in Nevada. Today on the Senate floor, Harry Reid said that the biggest gap in negotiations isn't between Republicans and Democrats. He said it's between Republicans and Republicans. But let me assure you of this. The biggest gap in negotiations today is between liberal Democrats and the American people. The American people are demanding that we change the fiscal direction of the national government. The truth is, Harry Reid and this administration just don't get it. They don't understand that the party's over for liberals in Washington, D.C. Let me tell you something I've learned here after 10 years on Capitol Hill. A lot of times things don't change here until they have to. It's time to take a stand. We need to say to liberals this far and no further. To borrow a line from another Harry, we've got to say the debt stops here. And if liberals in the Senate would rather play political games and force a government shutdown instead of accepting a modest down payment on fiscal discipline and reform, I say, shut it down. The battle this week may just be a down payment on restoring fiscal discipline, but it's a start. It's a first step. To win a lasting victory for taxpayers, we do need to cut spending now. We need to win a victory for taxpayers this week in this year's budget. And that'll set the stage for a victory on the debt ceiling vote. It'll set the stage for a victory on the historic Ryan budget. And it will set us on a pathway toward restoring limited constitutional government for our children and our grandchildren. So the fight to cut spending is right here and right now. And with this I close. Republicans must show that we're worthy of this moment, that we're equal to this crisis, that we were willing to face this sea of red ink, to stop and turn and square down on behalf of the American people, the liberal establishment in Washington, D.C. So let's put the political establishment on notice on this historic hill. Your days of dominance in our nation's capital are coming to an end. The American people are back in charge. And with their help, And with God's help, we will face this fiscal crisis with courage and determination. We will take a small step toward fiscal responsibility and reform, and we will cut spending now to preserve this last best hope on earth for this and future generations. Thank you all very much, and God bless.